Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today's video is a little bit of a recap once again. In my last video, I talked about some recent horror movies that we watched, Alex and I, but I want to keep that going and I want to kind of recap the horror movies that I watched every month on this channel. I used to do monthly Letterboxd recaps, but now that Alex and I have a podcast, we pretty much talk about all the movies that we watch. I figured we would just talk about the horror movies over here. So in May, I had a goal to watch 40 movies, and today we watched our 40th, well, to log 40 things, I should say. But today I logged my 40th thing. It was the movie Her Smell, which was not a horror movie, but that was the 40th thing that we watched this month. If you guys would like to follow me on Letterboxd, where I do log all of my movies, you can follow me there at Deadgrl YT. On the first, we watched 3 horror movies: Come to Daddy, The Perfection, and See for Me. I think The Perfection was the best one out of those ones. Come to Daddy, I had never seen, and I really wasn't expecting too much out of it, and I gave it 3.5. Yeah, my review just says so many dads, too much time. And then See for Me, I don't know, that one more or less felt like a movie that I would have watched when I was in my teenage years, kind of like late at night flipping through movie channels, found a kind of a shitty mid-movie to watch in the middle of the night. That's kind of what that movie feels like. On the 14th, we watched The Strangers Pray at Night. We started that movie a long time ago, but I fell asleep, so we rewatched it, and it wasn't, I only gave it a 2.5. I didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would like it. The cast, it just felt like out of place. Also, I will agree with What Culture when they did say that the pool scene was the best scene in the movie. We finally watched Perfect Blue, which I was supposed to review last month on the channel, or in May, I should say. But Perfect Blue was incredible, and I was hooked. That story just drew me in from the very beginning, and I could not keep my eyes off the screen while watching that movie. On the 21st, we watched The Block Island Sound. This movie, I feel like, is a watch where if you are afraid of loud noises or like obscure noises in any way, shape, or form, if you are afraid of things that are more of an isolated area or an isolated setting because it is on an island, this movie I feel like would be a really good pairing with The Bay, as kind of a non-found feature counterpart to that double feature. But I really liked The Block Island Sound. It was my second time watching that movie, and it's just an interesting watch, and I recommend it. On the 23rd, we rewatched Get Out for the I don't know how manyth time, but I have a scratchy board in the bedroom of movies where you scratch it off and it reveals the movie. So we've been kind of trying to watch movies on that board so we can scratch them off. One that I am looking for and I want to watch so bad is She 10, but I cannot find it anywhere. We can't find it to stream, and I want to watch it so bad. On the 29th, we watched The Found Footage Phenomenon from Shudder. It was a documentary about found footage, mentions a whole lot of favorites, and really, really good. It's a very thorough documentary with a pretty quick runtime of like an hour and 40 something minutes, but it really does condense everything and gives you a nice package of the found footage as a whole genre. Also on the 29th, we watched 2 more things. A short film called Curve. If I remember, I will link it down below for you guys. It's on YouTube, and I feel like it's a really cool one to experience. It has a really dark and scary atmosphere. And then we finally watched the movie Afflicted, which, as I said in my review, it kind of feels like you're watching someone in a video game without having a controller. That's how I felt watching that movie. But it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we watched it. And then on the 30th, we watched Summer of '84, which ended up being a surprising watch, a very predictable but surprising watch. And a lot of you, I've gotten so many requests to watch that movie, and I finally got around to it. So if you guys would like a full review, if you want like a full review of any of these movies, let me know for sure. And then other than that, we've been working on watching season 3 of Love, Death and Robots, and I would like to do kind of a 3-part video ranking every season of Love, Death and Robots, ranking the episodes, I guess, from best to worst, worst to best. So let me know if you'd like something like that. So those were the horror movies that we watched. I've already talked about the other ones. If you guys would like to see my previous video where I talk about The Sadness, Hatching, Vortex, the movie Duel, which isn't really a horror movie, but it has kind of a horror premise. We did watch quite a few comedy specials this month, but definitely check out our podcast if you'd like to see us talk about more things. We are going to be coming back with that. We did watch a lot of documentaries as well. We are big fans of hot docs. So if you guys like documentaries, I would like to make a list for you guys. I'd love to do a video of my top 10 documentaries that kind of like get under your skin, or like more horror documentaries. But that's going to be it for today's video. Please go ahead and check out all my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. Giallo month, or Giallo week, is coming up in June, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video. Sayonara, Spooky fam.